We want you to hear this clip from the legendary coach Lou Holtz, where he says Joe Biden is Catholic in name only. Terry, I'm just wondering if we have the clip ready to go.
We do, Jess. We'll play it. Let's do it.
I'm Lou Holtz. Many of you might know me as Coach Holtz, or maybe that football guy. It is a pleasure, a blessing, and an honor for me to explain why I believe that President Trump is a consistent winner, an outstanding leader, and deserves to be reelected as our president. But there are people today, like politicians, professors, protesters, and of course, President Trump's naysayers in the media who like to blame others for problems. They don't have pride in our country. And because they no longer ask, what can I do for my country? Only what the country should be doing for them. They don't have pride in themselves. That's wrong. America remains a land of opportunity, no matter what the other side says or believes. I ask myself three things. One, can I trust them? When a leader tells you something, you got to be able to count on it. That's President Trump. He says what he means what he says, and he's done what he said he would do at every single turn. One of the important reasons he has my trust is because nobody has been a stronger advocate for the unborn than President Trump. The Biden-Harris ticket is the most radically pro-abortion campaign in history. They and other politicians are Catholics in name only and abandon innocent lives. President Trump protects those lives. I trust President Trump. The second question I have...
Here's the big difference that I saw in both conventions.
Yeah.
The RNC convention had a bunch of people that I can relate with.
Yeah.
You know,
sure.
I'll be honest with you. Terry, I can't relate with Hollywood actors. I can't.
Nope.
I can't relate with, the elites, the rich and I just can't. I mean, because that's not my world. But I can relate to people like Lou Holtz, because I was a coach, boxing, karate coach. He was a coach. I can relate to him. I can relate to just a simple woman like Abby Johnson, just an, simple, unsophisticated, I can relate to her. Former blue collar worker, Planned Parenthood executive. I can relate to a full-habited nun. Why? Because from K to 8, I was taught by full-habited nuns in San Fernando, California. So I can relate to them, Terry. I just, some of the people that I saw there, Terry, they just connected with me, but I couldn't connect with a lot of the people that were speaking with the DNC.
Yeah. Well, Jesse, it makes sense what you're saying, but think about this. Lou Holtz, famous football coach, he had lots of players that he had to pick to play positions. So he's probably a good choice. He has a good idea of picking winners, okay? Because he wouldn't be winning football games if he didn't have a good feel for players. And I think that his trust, commitment, and love principles are working right here and picking another president. Now, I'm just taking that Lou Holtz, a coach who looks at human nature and he sees players for decades playing ball with his football teams. Now he's applying those principles to politicians and saying, look, do you have a trust with them? Yeah, do you trust? Do you have a commitment? Do you have love? And I think that those three principles is how he's picking who he wants to be the next president of the United States. I think I would say, Coach, sign me up. I'm with you because you've got a good track record with me.
Yeah. Terry, yesterday, it's kind of the same topic, but
yeah.
I was on the phone debating a liberal Catholic theologian. He called me up.
Really?
Yeah, we're going to be setting up a debate
Can't wait.
on faith.
What's the topic?
He basically says that no Catholic can vote. He read my book.
Good.
And he says no Catholic should vote for Trump. That's his position.
I've heard people say that.
And so I said, he goes, do you want to debate the issue? I said, absolutely. We'll have it. So it's going to be in Spanish, though, unfortunately. But I'll let you know what it's going to be. It's going to be a Facebook Live debate.
Good.
But I just told him something very simple because I said, do you realize that the term left, it's not a political term. It's a Bible term.
That's
it's a
right.
biblical term. It comes from our Lord Jesus Christ in Matthew 25, 31, 46. So I said, when you identify yourself as a left-winger, basically, if you read Matthew, Jesus says those on the left are going to be damned and go to hell. And then I'm just telling, based on the words of Jesus, those on the right are the elect and are going to be going to heaven. In fact, Jesus even says in John 21:6, tells Peter, cast the net over on the right side of the boat and you will find something. So they cast it and they were not able to pull off the net because of the large number of fish. And so I just told them, you use the word left and right. These are basically New Testament terms. So I said, be cautious as a Catholic. I said to embrace that term and wear it because it's a term that means you're going to be damned in the New Testament. Also, I told him, because he's a Hispanic guy, I said,
Sure.
Also, I said, there's two Spanish priests from Spain like 150 years ago. They wrote a book called Liberalismo es un pecado. Liberalism is a sin.
Handbooks. I love it.
It's an old classic book, Terry.
I love it.
And they basically show the 150 years of papal condemnation of ecclesiastical liberalism.
Yep.
So I said, I just said, in case you didn't know that, I said, then he told me, he says, well, I don't like the word conservative. He says, I think that's an evil word. I said, okay. I said, so what I did, we were on the phone. I said, let me go to dictionary.com as we're talking. So I went to dictionary.com and I typed in the word conservative. And the word conservative means, drum roll please, it means traditional.
Yep.
Conservative means traditional. Very interesting.
Didn't like that.
I said it's very interesting that the Bible uses the word tradition, or you could actually translate it conservative in many instances, like 2 Thessalonians 2:15. Hold fast to the traditions that you were taught. It could actually read hold fast or conserve the things that you were taught. It's the same thing. Conservative and tradition are the same word. I also said 1 Corinthians 11:2. I commend you because you remember me in everything and maintain the traditions. What does that mean? You're conserving traditions. What about 2 Thessalonians 3:6? Now we command you, brethren, in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, that you keep away from any brother who's living in idleness and not in accord with the tradition. The word tradition, according to the dictionary, is a synonym for the word conservative. So I said, when we get on and debate this issue, you're going to have a hard time running away from that term conservative as a Catholic, and you're going to have a hard time defending the term liberal as a Catholic. And so at that point, he goes, I never heard these arguments. He goes, don't bring them up. I said, no, that's precisely what I'm going to bring up.
I love it. Jess, I want to give more time to Our Lady of Fatima's third secret. So I just